celebration of Di Ravello Week continues in the Mediterranean tourist destination of Medici. The annual festivities are held in honor of Medici's de facto head of state, General Sebastiano Di Ravello.
Just Cause 3, also known as CIA Simulator,
Rodriguez
is an open-world sandbox game set in the Mediterranean nation of Medici. You know, right now, I would summarize the story of Just Cause 3, however, you know, Just Cause isn't very well known for its stories. In fact, this is no different. So I'll just summarize the plot anyway. Medici is ruled by Captain Dictator Sebastian Di Ravello, who rules Medici with an iron fist. He mostly makes money off tourism, though I'm not really sure why you would visit a country in a civil war. Like, ah yes, I love the smell of napalm at the beach. Anyway, the most important thing in Medici is this thing called Barbarian, which can be used to make weapons of mass destruction, which, you know, to me, sounds like a reason to invade Medici. Like, you can't do that, that's illegal, bro. That like warrants some sort of like coalition to invade Medici, though. I don't know, I doubt they'll find anything anyway. You know, there's no weapons of mass destruction in Medici. But you are Rico Rodriguez, a Medician coming back home to liberate the That's really just the whole plot of the game. It's pretty cookie cutter and it's very like a generic. But you know, I like the characters. You know, even with the whole like generic little evil dictator guy, he has big weapon. You gotta go destroy his regime. But you know, I like that. I think it works well for Just Cause 3. It's just a simple action game to just go around and just like do whatever you want. And even with that, the story's like fairly grounded in reality, except, you know, the whole grappling hook thing. But especially like with like Di Ravello's like tapes, they're really realistic for like no reason.
I explained that I do not lack a sense of moral responsibility. I simply disagree with his morality. Or rather, his mortality.
Though what most people come in for like Just Cause is just gameplay. The better part of Just Cause. Before Just Cause 3, Just Cause games usually had you destroy things to help out factions. Or to do it just because, you know, you want to, because it's Just Cause. That's the whole point of the game. Though I think what Just Cause 3 did was genius. They made the liberation part of the game and story. It's so simple, yet so powerful. It summarizes the game in just like one mechanic. That's insane. Like, I can't even think of like many other games that do that. Essentially what this does different though than the other Just Cause games is that like there's towns and little like military bases to liberate, aka destroy. But after liberating them, there's like a little cutscene, you know, showing you like liberating the place, or like it congratulates you, or tells you that you destroyed it. Though there's a little propaganda guy, which I really like. He's silly.
My life! Viva! No! No! Viva me! Viva me! Me! Medici can go stuff itself!
Though now that belongs to the rebellion, and you know this because in the map it's blue. And when you take enough over enough things, you liberate a province, and then the whole thing is blue. It's kind of like an active war, and like you can kind of see it in the map. It's so cool. Like, that was so simple, but like it just made it feel like more grand. It made it feel like you're actually doing something, you know. And you know, you can really tell that Medici is like an oppressed country. The whole thing is just like fucked. I mean, the streets are filled with propaganda and soldiers are just standing there in guard. There's statues of Di Ravello, and the police are militarized. There's signs that this is just an oppressed society.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody!
And then Just Cause 4 said, "No, fuck all that. That's a good game. Like, we don't make good games anymore. It's Square Enix." So now there's this thing now that's called like Frontlines, and the whole point of this is like, you go to one of like the little sword things on the map, and then you like fight the Black Hand, which I like, and then you go like fight, and you liberate a province by doing that. Like, what? That's nothing. That's literally just civil war. It's not cool. It's just like sad. It's just boring. It's unbearable even. Also, you can't even like liberate towns anymore, and you can only really destroy military bases, which has like 0 effects on gameplay and story. You go to the towns, and they don't like even have anything that just like they don't have any billboards or any propaganda. Like feels like I'm living like a democracy, like I'm the real CIA. Like, come on, man. Like, get it together. I do not want to like be the real CIA. I want to be Rico Rodriguez liberating an actual oppressed society. Also, for some reason, Just Cause 4 had this like storyline where like the Black Hand, which is like a Wagner or some shit, in Just Cause 4 they like take over the country, and like there's like Prigozhin or some shit. Like that's the villain of the story. Like I would just prefer like stereotypical dictator number 4 instead than like Prigozhin. Like what the fuck, man. Anyway, back to the better Just Cause. The tools of Just Cause 3 are peak. It's so simple, yet like so fun. Like they could have just stayed with that, and that would have been fine for Just Cause 4. Though I guess it would just made it even worse than Just Cause 3. Though they have 3 simple tools, just 3, which is I think it's perfect amount. It kind of simplifies the game. It's called Just Cause 3. There's the grappling hook, probably the most iconic one. You can use it to move around or be silly and crucify people. There's the wingsuit, which is used to move around or kamikaze yourself into your enemies. And there's the parachute, where it's just like a parachute. Like, don't die if you use it. There's also the DLC stuff, like being fucking Iron Man. You got this like jetpack or something. Like, it's so silly. I love it. And it has like homing missiles or something. Like, it's so goofy. Like, imagine like seeing that shit. It's just a dude like taking over your entire country with like a little jetpack and like a missile, like a bunch of missiles. Like that's crazy. So this is just peak of like Just Cause like gadgets. And then Just Cause 4 decided, nah, we're adding like 40 different things. And then it just ruined the whole like flow of the game. Because now you got like this balloon or something, you got like 4 different types of like grappling hooks. Like what? Why? What's the point of that? And they like barely do anything. It's not really that fun. Also, I almost forgot to mention the mech DLC. Has some like Gmod gravity gun thing on it. I don't really know what it is, but it's pretty good. Anyway, I like it. Now, remember when I said that the story of Just Cause 3 was grounded in reality? That does not apply to the gameplay at all. It's very goofy, but I love it. Like it makes it feel like an action movie. So it's fun and silly, and it fits the game. But overall, I feel like this was supposed to be the end of Just Cause as a series. It was supposed to end at 3. It was the peak of the Just Cause series, including story-wise, which is like not even like a strong suit of like Just Cause. It kind of feels like a nice resolution to the series. But then they were like, nah, we need to make more money, and then the whole thing crashed and burned.